Puerto Rico, the Philippines. These are their fighters. It's not just fighters fighting. It's fighters fighting for countries. This is a worldwide event, and it's why boxing is so exciting to see two men in the ring representing their countries and their countries backing them 110%.
Miguel Cotto continues his country's proud fighting tradition. As a pro, Cotto quickly earned his first championship belt. Despite his early success, Puerto Rico's rich boxing history loomed large.
But he's a guy that the Puerto Rican fan base has really embraced because of his talent and his ability in the ring. That has to be admired, and I think they've come to love and respect him for that.
That's why Cotto continues to draw every time he fights in New York's Madison Square Garden. Fighting in the legendary arena on the eve of the Puerto Rican Day Parade has become a sacred tradition for both Cotto and his fans. Last June against former world champ Joshua Cotto, Cotto showed his valor and desire, powering through 12 rounds and winning despite a horrific gash above his eye.
Well, a lot of boxers would have probably reasoned out, told their corners to, quit because of the pounding, the cut, the blood. But Miguel Cotto didn't quit.
I think Cotto showed two things against Cotto. One, that he's still Miguel Cotto despite the beating he took against Margarito. And two, that he's still the determined fighter who can adjust in a fight, who can defeat a very tough opponent in a very tough fight.
When you say Cotto, you're talking about a boxer who epitomizes not just courage and determination and grit, but heart. Look at the Cotto fight. He's cut, he's ahead, he can dance his way to victory, and he goes right to work.
If you compare my cut with others' cuts, was huge. And people always prefer to pass after the third round and go to the cards, for that decision. And I prefer to still stay fighting.
The showdown with Pacquiao is the second fight Cotto will be teaming with Joe Santiago, his trainer, after a strenuous relationship with his uncle and original trainer, Evangelista, came to an end. Santiago made the move from assistant to head trainer.
No, working with Joe, it's not new for us. Joe's been in the group for the last 12, 14 years. We have more communication between us, and everything in the group runs better.
Although Cotto was too busy in the ring against Joshua Cotto to see him, his future opponent was sitting ringside that night.
Glory, it's a good fight. That was a good fight. I mean, I saw some weakness of Miguel Cotto, but I won't tell you that because.
Although Cotto enjoys the ardent support of his country, Manny Pacquiao enjoys something more pronounced in the Philippines.
When Manny Pacquiao fights, the Philippines stop.
Whenever Manny Pacquiao fights, they've registered 0 crime rate. Most of the people don't come to church during the time, 7, 8, 9, or 10 or 11 a.m. masses, because it's Manny Pacquiao Day.
I'm very proud that I'm a Filipino, and I'm very dedicated to my country, and I love my country. That's why all my fight I always dedicated to my country.
Pacquiao turned pro at just 16 years old, but it was in the last 4 years that Pacquiao truly came into his own.
We in modern times sort of compress time, but 4 years is a long time in boxing. Now, I think the thing about his rise that's been so tremendous is last year, that 8-month span where, he went from 130 pounds all the way up to 147 pounds.
We're partly crazy when you talked about Manny Pacquiao fighting at 135 and 140. So, right, until now, Manny Pacquiao continues to amaze people with the way he fights, the way the fight ends.
One person who noticed Pacquiao's ability early on was Hall of Fame trainer Freddie Roach.
Nobody really wanted this 112-pounder guy, so
They walked in my gym. I don't know who Manny Pacquiao is. I never heard of him. Someone told me he's champion at 112. He's in a small division. His manager came up to me and asked me, "Can you work the mitts with Manny?" He says, "Okay," because I like to work with anybody. And I worked the mitts with Manny. After the first round, I walked over to my corner and I said to my guys, "Wow, can this guy punch and fight?" And he walked over to his manager and says, "We have a new trainer." 1 round. We clicked. It was like we knew each other forever.
Pacquiao may have fought his way up divisions and to the top of the sport in December of 2008 by defeating Oscar De La Hoya, one of boxing's living legends, but he may have cemented his status as the best pound-for-pound fighter with his dominating performance against Ricky Hatton.
Manny Pacquiao comes out 2 minutes into the opening round and Hatton's in trouble again. Final 10 seconds of round 1 and Hatton's down for the second time here in this opening round.
The Ricky Hatton fight was the only fight I've ever seen where you thought both guys were world-class caliber boxers and athletes. And Manny Pacquiao completely destroyed and dominated Ricky Hatton in that fight. And Ricky Hatton looked like he didn't even belong in a boxing ring, let alone belong in the ring with Manny Pacquiao. It was stunning.
I predicted an early knockout because Hatton makes too many mistakes for Manny Pacquiao. I mean, when you make mistakes like that against a puncher with speed, it was deadly that night. And, we just took advantage of Ricky's habits.
When Pacquiao caught Hatton with a hard hook in the second round, he knew he'd clinch the fight.
When I hit him on that one punch, I'm pretty sure that he can't get up. He can't. Because it's very solid.
It was a punch that reverberated throughout the Philippines.
The whole of the Philippines erupted. I just could hear it. I mean, even though I was thousands of miles away, I could feel the impact, the magnitude, because of that devastating blow.